Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ava's epiphany, Christina's intuition, and Liz's police interrogation. You may now watch the General Hospital promo video for Thursday, February 13th, 2025. Fans can anticipate Christina Corinthos Davis using her instincts in today's episode. Ava Jerome discovers something about Rick Lansing. Additionally, Elizabeth Liz Baldwin is questioned by Harrison Chase regarding Jason Morgan. Let's discuss what will happen in today's ABC soap opera episode as you continue reading. The intuition of Christina Corinthos Davis. You may anticipate Christina using her instincts in today's episode. Christina simply cannot get rid of her negative feelings about someone. Christina talks to Alexis Davis about her worries. Given how much is happening in Port Charles, Christina might be referring to a number of distinct individuals. But based on Alexis's and Christina's language, we can tell it's a man. The young woman actually informs her mother that she is now worried about him, even if she wasn't previously. Christina may therefore be plagued by the suspicion that anything is wrong with Sonny Corinthos. In a few months, Sonny plans to get his procedure in a discreet manner. Could something occur before then? Even in spite of the doctor's reports? Liz Baldwin's interrogation by the police. Chase questions her as she's with Liz on GH. Chase inquires as to whether Liz heard Jason threatening Cyrus Renault in what looks to be the park. Liz listened to everything, but this is a risky scenario as well. Liz is attempting to establish that Cyrus is the murderer of Dex Heller, Sam McCall, and other patients to start with. Liz seemed to be considering her response carefully before responding to the detective based on the expression on her face. Dante Falconeri goes too far. According to General Hospital spoilers, Dante Falconeri is also seen going too far in the preview clip. Dante is looking for answers at the police station. Anna Devane, though, is tired of several characters interfering with her investigation. Jocelyn Jacks was already the target of an arrest attempt by Anna. Then if Dante wants a job to return to, Anna tells him to leave the police station. The promise of Jason Morgan. He swears to always have Sonny's back over with Jason. Sonny responds, something has to give. Ava asks Rick why she is being kept a secret while they are in a hotel suite. Ava was well aware that the legal services she was receiving were not free. So this delicate relationship could be set to blow out. Molly Lansing Davis yells at someone else, accusing them of being solely to blame. According to General Hospital spoilers, Jason Morgan might use 4 words in a deadly confrontation with Cyrus Renault. Given Jason's ferocious threat, Cyrus might eventually be unable to avoid Stone Cold's vengeance. Jason gave a warning that might have foreshadowed what was to happen after he caught Cyrus putting his hand on Danny Morgan's shoulder. Jason was adamant that they would never locate Cyrus' body if he ever touched Danny again. Of course, Jason was flat out threatening to eliminate Cyrus and make his corpse vanish in the aftermath. Considering Jason's line of work, we know he's had experience in this sector and could get away with knocking Cyrus out forever. Martin Gray tried to prevent such outcome by filing a complaint against Jason with the PCPD. Sasha Gilmore Corbin also sought to warn Jason not to go pursue fatal revenge. However, there's nothing that'll stop Jason if he feels getting rid of Cyrus forever is necessary to protect his loved ones. Sam McCall is no longer with us, and Danny is still grieving the loss of his mother because of Cyrus. Because of Cyrus, Jocelyn Jacks is still grieving for Dex Heller, and as a result, she is endangering her own safety. Furthermore, Isaiah Gannon's counteraction of the Digitalis would have prevented Cyrus from killing Michael Corinthos. Jason won't be pleased when Cyrus targets Jake Weber's mother, because he is now aiming for Elizabeth Baldwin. Maybe Jason will decide enough is enough and set Cyrus up for failure. If Jason ends up being the one to remove Cyrus from the map, that may be pretty fulfilling. I keep my promises, is what Jason would say to Cyrus in a deadly confrontation if that occurs. Jason could genuinely make sure Cyrus' body is never found and prove he's a man of his word. Based on our JH predictions, Cyrus may indeed be headed for a grisly exit one way or another. Lulu is suffering. Something just isn't adding up, and of course fans want to know why. General Hospital spoilers imply that Lulu might be quietly hurting. For all the information you require, continue reading below. Spoilers for General Hospital. Lulu is having trouble. The most recent General Hospital spoilers indicate that Lulu has made it apparent that she is having financial difficulties. With many people speculating that Bobby might hold the key to her future, it appears that she has yet to figure out how to pay her debts. However, several viewers have also noted that she seemed to have been doing well up until this point, thus they are unsure of the reason behind her current financial difficulties. After all, before going into a coma almost 4 years ago, Lulu worked as a journalist. On social media, General Hospital supporters undoubtedly had a lot to say about the issue. Isn't she working at Crimson? Others even remarked. For this character, GH must act quickly and come up with something engaging and endearing. Right now she's more of a brat. She's not like the other Lulus thus far. Alexa is a good actress. I guess it's the storyline. She requires one. Now she has bills, wrote another critic. At the drop of a hat, she had the money to fly to see Charlotte. I assume she was employed at Deception. I believe the authors have brought her back at this point, but they are unsure of how to handle her. Since Christmas, there hasn't been any action with Rocco. Spoilers for General Hospital. What will happen to Lulu? She got the job at Deception to pay her bills, and why does she have so many bills all of a sudden that she needs 2 jobs, was another comment. Naturally, fans of GH will just need to pay attention to see what happens next. Did Maxie join Carly and Nina in their scheme to overthrow Drew? General Hospital spoilers indicate Maxie Jones is unaware of Nina Reeves' activities, and is unlikely to support them if she did. Nina has somehow persuaded Carly Spencer to work with her to end Willow Corinthos and Drew Quartermain's relationship. With Willow's stars in her eyes and her inability to see Drew for who he truly is, how will they manage to complete this enormous task? Come on in, Maxie. Will the Maxinista be involved in more than just allowing Nina and Carly to snoop around Drew's house? The storyline. Who you predict how Nina and Carly will finally try to defeat Drew? They're just spitballing right now. Is it possible that they are looking for dirt that will lead them to discover a secret that will drive Willow to the hills? Can they expect to be that fortunate? Furthermore, Maxie would never consent to go through Drew's possessions looking for something that might not be there in order to blame him for something that he may not have done. Will she allow him to set up his place as if he has cheated anymore? Seems improbable. Maxie is hard to sell according to GH spoilers. Nina has only mentioned searching through Drew's belongings thus far. How might Maxie be involved, and where is that going to get these women? It was kind of Maxie to offer to help Drew decorate his place, and he obviously knows that she isn't condemning him for falling in love with Willow, even though the timing couldn't have been worse. She also expressed to Nina her belief that Willow and Drew's actions are their personal affairs. How will Nina win Maxie over to their cause, then? Will the more mature facade that Maxie has been wearing for the past few years eventually give way to the younger version of the intrusive and gossipy Maxie that we have been missing? A theory of conspiracy. Drew will find it difficult to piece together what transpired and how these women managed to pull it off no matter what they do. Without any proof to back up his allegations that Willow's mother and mother-in-law harmed him, he won't be able to make wild accusations about them. Willow is also more than a little conscious of the fact that they don't particularly love Drew or the two of them together. Will Willow find it more difficult to accept Drew's reality than to accept his bizarre belief that Carly and Nina are trying to harm him? However, that seems more feasible than Nina and Carly getting Maxie to help with this in any way. Christina's intuition, Ava's epiphany, and Liz's police interrogation. A dramatic turn of events. The world of daytime drama thrives on compelling narratives, and General Hospital continues to captivate audiences with its rich storytelling. The latest developments in Port Charles have taken an intense turn, with Christina Corinthos Davis trusting her instincts, Ava Jerome experiencing a life-altering epiphany, and Elizabeth Weber facing a grueling police interrogation. Each storyline intertwines seamlessly, offering viewers a gripping sequence of events that promise to shift the landscape of their lives forever. Christina's intuition. A sister's sixth sense. Christina Corinthos Davis has always possessed a keen intuition, often sensing trouble before it fully unfolds. As the daughter of Sonny Corinthos and Alexis Davis, she has lived through plenty of turmoil, shaping her ability to read people and situations with remarkable accuracy. Recently, Christina has grown increasingly concerned about a close family member, feeling an unease she cannot shake. Her instincts tell her that something is off with her sister, Sam McCall. While Sam insists that everything is under control, Christina notices subtle changes in her behavior, leading her to suspect that her sister may be hiding something critical. Her protective nature kicks in, and she begins subtly investigating Sam's recent actions. Christina's inquiries lead her to unexpected encounters. She visits Dante Falconeri, hoping he might shed some light on Sam's recent whereabouts. Though Dante tries to reassure her, Christina remains unconvinced. Her gut feeling tells her there's more to the story. When she follows a cryptic lead, Christina stumbles upon a shocking truth that threatens to upend her family dynamics. The revelation she uncovers is so impactful that it forces her to make a choice: confront Sam or handle the situation on her own. As Christina wrestles with her next steps, she seeks counsel from her mother, Alexis. Alexis, having been in similar predicaments herself, urges Christina to tread carefully. But Christina's determination cannot be deterred. Her intuition is leading her down a path she knows she must follow, even if it means facing the consequences of what she discovers. Ava's epiphany. A moment of clarity. Ava Jerome has spent much of her life walking the fine line between redemption and ruin. As a woman who has made her fair share of mistakes, Ava is no stranger to emotional turmoil. However, her latest epiphany is unlike any she has experienced before. After a particularly heated argument with Nina Reeves, Ava finds herself reflecting on the series of events that have shaped her into the woman she is today. She revisits her past betrayals, dangerous alliances, and the pain she has inflicted on others. The weight of these memories presses upon her, leading her to question whether she is truly capable of change. Her moment of clarity arrives in an unexpected way. During a quiet evening alone at the Jerome Gallery, she stumbles upon a forgotten painting, a portrait that Franco Baldwin once created of her. The image reflects both her beauty and her torment, a reminder of the many identities she has embodied over the years. As she stares at the artwork, Ava realizes that she has been chasing validation from the wrong places. For so long, she has sought love and acceptance in manipulative ways, but now she understands that true peace can only come from within. Determined to break free from the toxic cycles of her past, she makes a decision that shocks those around her. She reaches out to Laura Collins, offering to help at the local community center, hoping that giving back will help her find the fulfillment she desperately craves. Of course, Ava's newfound sense of purpose does not go unnoticed. Nicholas Cassadine, ever skeptical of her motives, questions whether her change of heart is genuine. Ava, however, remains resolute. She is determined to prove that she can be more than the sum of her past mistakes, regardless of what others believe. Liz's police interrogation. A test of strength. Elizabeth Weber has faced countless hardships over the years, but nothing could prepare her for the ordeal she now endures. Accused of being involved in a crime she swears she did not commit, Liz finds herself at the center of an intense police interrogation. The trouble begins when evidence mysteriously links her to an incident at General Hospital. A high-profile patient has gone missing, and security footage places Liz at the scene under suspicious circumstances. Though she insists she had no involvement, the authorities are not convinced. Jordan Ashford leads the interrogation, pressing Liz for answers she does not have. With the weight of the law bearing down on her, Liz struggles to keep her composure. Every question feels like a trap, every answer scrutinized as if she is guilty before proven innocent. To make matters worse, Elizabeth's past relationships with key figures in Port Charles work against her. Her connection to Nicholas Cassadine, her history with Franco Baldwin, and her recent interactions with Hamilton Finn all paint a complicated picture. The detectives are determined to find the truth, and Liz must navigate their relentless questioning with precision. As the hours stretch on, she begins to piece together fragments of information that might explain how she became entangled in the case. A cryptic message from an anonymous source suggests that someone is framing her. But who? And why? Just when Liz feels as if the walls are closing in, an unexpected ally arrives. Scott Baldwin. The veteran attorney refuses to let the police railroad Liz, demanding that they produce hard evidence before making further accusations. His intervention buys Liz precious time to uncover the truth. However, the mystery is far from over. As she leaves the police station, Liz receives a chilling text message: "Stay out of this or you'll regret it." It's clear that someone is pulling the strings behind the scenes, and if Liz wants to clear her name, she will have to dig deeper into a dangerous conspiracy. The intersection of their journeys. Though Christina, Ava, and Liz each face their own unique struggles, their paths are destined to cross. Christina's pursuit of the truth about her sister leads her to uncover information that could help Liz. Ava's decision to turn over a new leaf inadvertently places her in the middle of Liz's crisis, forcing her to choose between self-preservation and doing the right thing. As tensions rise, one thing is certain: Port Charles is on the brink of explosive revelations. Christina's intuition, Ava's epiphany, and Liz's interrogation are not isolated events but rather pieces of a larger puzzle. Will Christina's instincts lead her to uncover a truth that could change everything? Can Ava truly redeem herself? Or will old habits resurface? And will Liz find the real culprit before it's too late? In the unpredictable world of General Hospital, anything can happen. One revelation can change the course of a character's life forever. And as these three women face their respective trials, their fates intertwine in ways none of them could have imagined. The fatal showdown: Jason and Cyrus. In the heart of a crumbling city, where the skyline was a jagged silhouette against a blood-red sunset, two men stood facing each other. The air was thick with tension, the kind that precedes a storm. Jason, a man of few words but decisive action, clenched his fists as he stared down Cyrus, a cunning and ruthless adversary who had been a thorn in his side for far too long. This was no ordinary confrontation. It was a fatal showdown, a clash of ideologies, and a battle for survival. The city around them was a testament to their conflict. Buildings lay in ruins, their windows shattered and walls scorched. The streets were eerily silent, save for the distant echoes of sirens and the occasional rumble of collapsing debris. It was as if the world itself was holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash between these two titans. Jason had always been a man of principle. He believed in justice, in doing what was right, even when it was difficult. Cyrus, on the other hand, was a pragmatist. He believed in power, in doing whatever it took to achieve his goals regardless of the cost. Their paths had crossed many times before, each encounter more explosive than the last. But this time there would be no escape, no retreat. This was the endgame. As they stood there, locked in a silent battle of wills, Jason finally broke the silence. He spoke 4 words, each one dripping with intensity and meaning. Those 4 words would echo in Cyrus's mind long after they were spoken, a final condemnation and a declaration of intent. The 4 words: "This ends here, Cyrus." The words were simple, yet they carried the weight of everything that had led to this moment. "This ends here, Cyrus." They were not just a statement of fact. They were a promise, a vow that Jason would not let this conflict continue. He would not allow Cyrus to wreak any more havoc, to destroy any more lives. This was the line in the sand, the moment where everything would be decided. For Cyrus, those words were a challenge, a gauntlet thrown down. He smirked, his eyes narrowing as he took in Jason's resolve. "You think you can stop me?" he sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "You've tried before and you've failed. What makes you think this time will be any different?" Jason didn't respond immediately. He didn't need to. His actions would speak louder than words. He took a step forward, his movements deliberate and calculated. Cyrus mirrored him, his own body tense and ready for action. The distance between them closed, and the tension in the air became almost palpable. The build-up to the showdown. To understand the gravity of those 4 words, it's important to delve into the history between Jason and Cyrus. Their conflict was not born out of petty rivalry or personal vendetta. It was a clash of ideologies, a battle for the soul of the city they both called home. Jason had once been a part of the system, a law enforcement officer who believed in the power of justice to bring about change. But over time he had become disillusioned. He had seen too much corruption, too much injustice, and he realized that the system was broken. It was then that he decided to take matters into his own hands, to become a vigilante who operated outside the law but within the bounds of morality. Cyrus, on the other hand, had always been a man who thrived in chaos. He had grown up in the shadows, learning to manipulate and exploit the weaknesses of others. He saw the world as a game, and he was determined to come out on top. He had no allegiance to anyone or anything, save for his own ambition. Over the years he had built an empire on the backs of others, using fear and intimidation to maintain his grip on power. Their paths had first crossed when Jason had taken down one of Cyrus's operations. It had been a small victory, but it had been enough to draw Cyrus's attention. From that moment on, they had been locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse, each one trying to outmaneuver the other. There had been close calls, near misses, and moments where it seemed like one of them would finally triumph. But somehow they had always managed to escape to live to fight another day. But now there was no escape. The city was in ruins, and the stakes had never been higher. This was not just a battle for survival. It was a battle for the future. If Jason failed, Cyrus would cement his control, and the city would descend into darkness. But if Jason succeeded, there was a chance, however slim, that the city could be rebuilt, that justice could prevail. The showdown. As they faced each other, the tension reached its breaking point. Jason's 4 words hung in the air, a challenge and a promise. Cyrus's smirk faded, replaced by a look of cold determination. He knew that this was it, the moment he had been preparing for. He had always known that it would come down to this, that one day he would have to face Jason in a final decisive battle. The first move was Cyrus's. He lunged forward, his movements swift and precise. Jason barely had time to react, dodging to the side as Cyrus's fist grazed his cheek. The force of the blow was enough to send Jason stumbling, but he quickly regained his footing, his eyes never leaving Cyrus. The fight was brutal and unrelenting. Both men were evenly matched, their skills honed through years of conflict. Every punch, every kick was delivered with precision and intent. There was no room for error, no margin for mistake. One wrong move and it would all be over. As the fight raged on, the city around them seemed to fade away. It was just the two of them locked in a deadly dance. Jason's mind was focused, his thoughts clear. He knew what he had to do, and he was determined to see it through. Cyrus, on the other hand, was fueled by rage and desperation. He had always been a man who thrived on control, and the thought of losing it was unbearable. But as the fight continued, it became clear that Jason had the upper hand. His resolve was unshakable, his determination unwavering. He was fighting not just for himself, but for the city, for the people who had suffered under Cyrus's rule. And that gave him a strength that Cyrus could not match. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Jason saw his opening. Cyrus had overextended himself, leaving himself vulnerable. Jason didn't hesitate. He struck with everything he had, his fist connecting with Cyrus's jaw with a sickening crunch. Cyrus stumbled back, his eyes wide with shock and pain. He tried to recover, but it was too late. Jason was on him, delivering blow after blow until Cyrus finally fell to the ground, defeated. The aftermath. As Jason stood over Cyrus's broken body, he felt a mix of emotions. There was relief, of course, but also a sense of loss. This was not how he had wanted things to end. He had never wanted to kill Cyrus, but he had known that it might come to this. And now that it was over, he couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. Cyrus, for his part, knew that it was over. He had lost, and there was no coming back from this. But even in defeat, he refused to show weakness. He looked up at Jason, his eyes filled with defiance. "You think this changes anything?" he spat, his voice weak but still laced with venom. "You think you've won? This city is beyond saving. You're just delaying the inevitable." Jason didn't respond. He knew that Cyrus was wrong, that the city could be saved. But he also knew that it would take time and effort and sacrifice. And he was willing to make that sacrifice. As he turned and walked away, leaving Cyrus's body behind, Jason felt a sense of closure. The fight was over, but the battle for the city's soul was just beginning. And he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Conclusion. The 4 words that Jason spoke to Cyrus in their fatal showdown, "This ends here, Cyrus," were more than just a declaration of intent. They were a symbol of everything that Jason stood for, a testament to his unwavering commitment to justice and his refusal to back down in the face of evil. They were a reminder that, no matter how dark things may seem, there is always hope, always a chance for redemption. And as Jason walked away from the ruins of the city, he knew that he had done what he had to do. He had faced his greatest enemy, and he had emerged victorious. But more than that, he had proven that even in the darkest of times, there is always a light, always a way forward. And that was a victory worth fighting for. General Hospital spoilers. Lulu is suffering. Lulu Spencer has been a fan favorite on General Hospital for years, and her current circumstances have left viewers heartbroken. Since falling into a coma following a traumatic brain injury, Lulu's absence has left a significant hole in the lives of her loved ones, particularly her mother, Laura Collins, and her ex-husband, Dante Falconeri. As fans anxiously wait for updates on her condition, speculation grows about her potential return and the emotional fallout that will follow. The tragic circumstances of Lulu's coma. Lulu's coma resulted from a devastating explosion at the floating rib, an attack orchestrated by Cyrus Renaud that changed the lives of many Port Charles residents. The blast caused severe injuries, and while others recovered, Lulu's prognosis was far more dire. She was transferred to a long-term care facility, leaving her family and friends to grapple with the void her absence created. Her mother, Laura, has struggled with the uncertainty surrounding Lulu's condition. As a mother, she continues to hold on to hope that her daughter will awaken. The pain of not being able to communicate with Lulu or hear her voice has been overwhelming, yet Laura remains a pillar of strength. For Dante, Lulu's coma has been a conflicting emotional journey. After years of being apart, he had just returned to Port Charles, only for fate to cruelly separate them once again. He has since moved on with Sam McCall, but deep down, a part of him will always love Lulu. Should she awaken, Dante will undoubtedly be caught between his past and present, leading to inevitable heartbreak and difficult decisions. Will Lulu wake up? The burning question on every fan's mind is whether Lulu will ever wake up. Soap operas are known for their dramatic returns, and many speculate that Lulu's return is inevitable. If and when she does regain consciousness, the storyline will bring intense emotional turmoil. Lulu's awakening would shake up several relationships. Dante and Sam have found happiness together, but the moment Lulu opens her eyes, Dante will face a choice that could change everything. Sam, who has her own history of loss and heartbreak, may find herself once again struggling with uncertainty in her love life. Lulu's best friend, Maxie Jones, has also felt the impact of her absence. They shared countless memories and supported each other through life's challenges. Maxie would be ecstatic to have Lulu back, but it would also force her to reflect on how much things have changed. A reunion with Charlotte? One of the most heartbreaking aspects of Lulu's coma has been the impact on her daughter, Charlotte Cassadine. Charlotte has grown up without her mother, relying on her father, Valentine Cassadine, and her grandmother, Laura. A potential reunion between Lulu and Charlotte would be one of the most emotional moments on the show. Charlotte has faced numerous challenges, including the influence of her sinister grandfather, Victor Cassadine. Lulu's return would mean an opportunity for Charlotte to have a maternal presence once more. However, it would not come without complications, as Lulu would have to adjust to the years she missed in her daughter's life. Laura's unwavering hope. Laura Collins has endured more than her fair share of heartbreak over the years, but the pain of losing Lulu without a proper goodbye has been particularly difficult. As mayor of Port Charles, Laura is a strong, capable leader, but the personal struggle of watching her daughter remain unconscious has taken an emotional toll. Laura continues to fight for her family, and if Lulu were to wake up, it would be the miracle she has been praying for. However, it would also mean navigating the aftermath of Lulu's long absence. How would she adjust to the changes in her loved ones' lives? Would she be ready to face the reality of what she has lost? Possible storylines for Lulu's return. If Lulu were to wake up, the writers of General Hospital could take her storyline in several compelling directions. Struggling with amnesia, Lulu may wake up with memory loss, unsure of who she is or what has happened. This would create an emotional journey as she tries to piece together her past and reconnect with her loved ones. Fighting for Dante. If Lulu wakes up to find Dante in love with Sam, she may fight to win him back, leading to a dramatic love triangle that could divide fans. Charlotte's custody battle. Lulu's return could spark a custody battle over Charlotte, as she may want to reclaim her role as a mother, but Valentine may not be willing to step aside easily. Seeking revenge. Lulu has always been a strong-willed character. If she learns about the circumstances of her coma, she may seek justice against Cyrus Renaud, bringing new drama to Port Charles. Rebuilding her life. Having lost years of her life, Lulu would need to rebuild. Finding a new purpose and deciding what kind of future she wants could be a central theme in her return storyline. The impact on the general hospital community.